Hey people, today I want to tell you what this trophy and marshmallows have to do with one of the most important factors for future personal and professional success. Because my channel just received this award in Germany. It's called the Julius Award, and I've been awarded in the category Tutorials and Knowledge. But this is not an award for me. This is an award for the person I used to be. This is an award for the Andi 7 or 8 years ago who started this channel, for his perseverance and his idealism and the fact that Andi stayed with it and went through the whole process and many videos that brought him up to this point, so I'm able to make the videos on this level for you now. So, a quick detour. If you are familiar with the marshmallow test, please bear with me because this video is about patience. The marshmallow test is one of the most famous and most important psychological experiments, and it has been replicated a lot of times. Children were given a marshmallow or another treat, and they were told that they can eat it now or they can wait sometimes 10 minutes, and then they would get twice the amount. They would get 2 marshmallows, for example. But the cruel thing was they were left alone with the marshmallow in front of them. And any parents of young children will know how hard it is for a child to wait patiently 10 minutes in front of a treat. So, some of the children were able to do this, but some just gave up. But why is this important? Many years later, the same children were tested or were asked. Sorry for my very broken English. I'm doing my very best. I hope you can follow me. And the children who were able to practice this delayed gratification, to wait to get double the amount of treats, usually ranked much higher in professional success. So they had higher scores in their education, depending on the country they were in, but usually the level of academic success was higher. And also, because this is not a metric for happiness and personal success, but usually they also reported a higher level of personal fulfillment, of happiness. So people who are able to delay gratification for the moment end up happier and more successful in life. But so why is this important for us musicians? Because that's usually all we do. We delay the gratification now because we are still learning. We're just not there yet. But when we are awarded something, it's usually for something we did way back. If we get the first payment for the new educational book we wrote, this is the payment for the work we did years ago. If we are on stage and the crowd goes wild, this is because you practiced months ago or even years ago. So this is a very important factor for parents, teachers, but also for us ourselves, because this can be taught. You can teach somebody to delay gratification. And here is how. The first is, be a good example and also give a stable environment. There is a rendition of the marshmallow experiment where before the test, one group of children were in a setting where they were promised something and the adults didn't deliver. So they said, sorry, I made a mistake. I can't provide you what I promised. And in the other setting, the other group of children, the parents, lived up to the promise, the adults. And not very surprisingly, in the group of children who were disappointed, were not able to delay their gratification, probably because they thought, maybe this promise will not be kept. So you can only teach children to delay gratification if they know that at the end there will be a success. So if you teach, we want our students to understand that we have to practice today in order to be better tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. So we try to set goals. If you do this exercise, you can play this song. But we have to be realistic about this. We can't lie to the children. We have to be honest, and then we have to help them achieve the goals. Because if we are not able to do this, if we don't achieve our goals, well, this effort, this motivation is thwarted, because the children learn, well, I put in my effort, but it still didn't work. Why should I delay gratification? Of course, we shouldn't carry anyone over the finish line, but we have to help achieve the goals in order to have this feeling of success. So there's always this balance. I don't want anyone to feel like they can play every song just with a very simple groove on the drums, but I also want the kids especially, but also the adults, to have this feeling of success as a motivation. Next is, we have to train ourselves and others that we don't need gratification, that we don't need a treat at the end of effort, but we can learn to enjoy the process. There are many very interesting methods how to work more productively, and usually they are supposed to make you more focused on the process. So just put the time in and make the process somewhat desirable. One interesting thing that helps here is mindfulness meditation, because with mindfulness you train not to live in a hypothetical future, but just to be in the moment and to realize how much joy there is in just being in the moment. And the other surprising thing is good sleep. If you are well rested, if you sleep enough, long enough, and if you sleep well, then you are much more likely not to give in to distractions or to treats or something like that, but to put in the effort. And then at the end, sometimes you don't even need this reward. You don't need to promise yourself anything. You just do this because you know it's the right thing to do, and you don't need a silly, simple treat. What you want lies far more long down the road, months or years later. So you don't need the chocolate bar after your writing session. You want to finish your book. And you know what you have to do, and you just do it and enjoy the process. And in order to make this process desirable to my students, I don't praise them for what they do, but for the effort they put in. Wow, you must have worked really hard for this, or wow, I can see how much you practiced, because they learn that they are being praised for what they do and not for what they are. So don't tell anyone that he or she is talented, but praise them for the hard work they put in, because usually it comes down to hard work. And this is why one of my mantras in teaching is, I respect my students for the people they will be, my future colleagues. Because I respect you for putting in the work now. It's so great that even though you are still a beginner, you keep on practicing, because I know that 10 years from now you will be a grandiose musician. You will be a wonderful musician. And I want to respect you now from the start, because I can see down the road where you will be. And I think this principle is so important to always remind ourselves and to pass down to our children or our students, because we want to raise happy and healthy people. And I know there are different metrics for success, as I already mentioned, but the ability to delay gratification, not to spend one's money and end up with no money at all at the end of the month, but to plan ahead, to be wise about your choices, to know that you have to put in the time now in order to reach your real goals, not your desires in the moment, but your real vision years from now. This is such an important thing that we should teach it ourselves, our children, our students every day, and also, of course, to be a good example. So let's be a good example for everyone around us. Delay gratification now in order to achieve bigger goals and share it with others. And I want to share the success with all of you. Thanks for your support. By the way, I received this award in Germany because my main channel is in German, but don't worry if you don't speak German, this channel is the right one for you because it's actually kind of mirrored. Every video on my German channel will also be here in English, so please subscribe if you don't have done that already. If you speak German, head over to my German channel, but this is as much an award for this channel as it is for my German channel. So once again, thank you for everyone who supported me, and well, now this is just small successes are stepping stones, not stopping points, as Daniel Cole said. So this is just stepping stone now onward to bigger goals. See you then.